Hello, my name is Elisabeth Gaillard, but please call me Lizzie. I am primarily a 2D animator, but I also work with 3D animation just a little bit. I also am an illustrator, and you'll see plenty of my sketches and concept art within this presentation. I hope after graduating I become or get a job in concept design or as a storyboard artist. Without further ado, here is my short film and demo reel. Pork Chop is my final senior animation. It is a short story about how this pig chef caters to different creatures and their dietary needs. For example, the zombie and the ramen noodle creation I did with the brain. I wanted to focus on characters and the body language because it is a silent film, also on the food, being greatly inspired by Ghibli animation and the details I wanted to put into it. The next project I wanted to talk about is my elf animation, a short 2D piece where this elf is on an adventure to get the last ingredient for her potion. However, she encounters this rock golem who is actually really nice. but she overreacts, destroys the golem and the ingredient she was looking for in the end. The pre-production phase of this project was my favorite because I went through many iterations of the character design and the props, and this was also another silent film, so I focused a lot on body language and expressions throughout my animation to express what was going on. The next thing I focused on was magic and how I did a practice animation. The next thing is my Honey Bear Beekeeper project. It was a 3D project where we had to rig and design our own model. My model was based off of the honey containers that you see in stores, and I wanted to go with a cute design instead of a scary one that we could have gone with. And I wanted it to be in this green, lush field going with the bees. The next project is Route 66, a promotional animation of the road. And in my story was these two friends going on a road trip and going to each little attraction along Route 66. This was my first Toon Boom animation using puppets to rig the characters to move. The next project is The Mouse and Mascarpone, a world-building assignment where we had to create both concept art and a short animation trailer of our world. I went with a design based off of Clue and also the Mouse Detective. However, mainly Clue, because I used to play this with my family, and I wanted the characters to reflect a whodunit mystery murder with the colonel, the kind of noble lady, and the Sherlock and Watson double that you see. The next project was the Isometric Room, a 3D project made in Blender of recreating the rooms at how it was set up during that time. I chose kind of rounded, simple shapes for this animation because I wanted the details to not get overwhelming when it was the fast animation of creating the room itself, and also to have a friendly, bright environment that I associate my room with. Transportation was at first an experimental animatic where we got to design different animation sequences. However, for the demo reel, I went back and reanimated using 2D techniques in Toon Boom for one sequence that I loved the most. For the animatic, I did a 3D rigged model and also a paper puppet design where I first drew the character and cut it out and animated in the sequence. For the next project is His and Hag, a TV promotional for Sugar Cube TV, a channel that I created. For the animation, I wanted to utilize squish and squash techniques for fluidity of movement and focused on character design and animation. And you can see the little sketches I had of the character Hiss. And this was one of my favorite projects. Here are my socials, and thank you for listening.